right. Well, good morning. Thanks for coming out and joining me as we talk a little bit about Mobile's hidden history. You're probably thinking, wow, I really dressed up for the occasion. This is actually part of Mobile history that I am wearing here today. How many of you remember WUNI radio? There you go. That's it. That's how long ago it's been. Well, WUNI was actually the first radio station in Mobile. It opened on February 1st, 1930 as WODX radio. Frederick Thompson was the owner. He was also the owner, the publisher of the Mobile Daily and the Mobile Sunday Register at the time. And it was quite a quite a collection of entertainment they had in the evenings. They had local talent all the time. It was not recorded music. It was just all local talent. They had the Neltones Hawaiian Strings, the Kiwanis Glee Club, Lucille Ravier singing soprano opera songs, and they had one fellow there who was called the Old Professor, and he used to do 15-minute shows. Started off as a weekly, and then it became a daily show. It was so popular, he would just go and tell hidden history of Mobile, just like we're doing today. So that was interesting little tidbit. 3 years after it was started, it was sold and renamed WALA, and then in the 1960s it was sold and made into WUNI, Woony Bird Radio, and that's where I came into the picture. Moved down from New Jersey 43 years ago now with my wife Maggie, who's from Mobile, and got a job at Woony working the overnights, midnight to 6. And then in '85, it was bought by a country singer, Mel Tillis, who changed it to WMML radio, and I finally got a real job in working 2 to 6 in the afternoon instead of all nights. But it was a great time. I had some great announcers there, and that's how I kind of got into Mobile history, beginning with the radio station, WUNI. My radio days, long since gone, changed careers. And I finally had a chance to start doing something I really wanted to do, and that was write. And I have published 18 books, soon to be 19 books altogether. 13 of those are outdoor recreation guides to Alabama and the entire Gulf Coast on hiking and kayaking and camping. And the other 5 are nonfiction history books, 3 of which deal with Mobile, which is what we're going to be talking about today. First of all, a trivia question, and it's a trick question. If you read the book, that's not fair. How many original British colonies were there? Anybody know? Everybody says 13, but there's actually technically 15, including the original 13 plus East and West Florida. Back long time ago, back in the 1730s or so, France, Britain, and Spain were fighting what they called the 7 Years' War. We called it the French and Indian War. And at the time, there was a West Florida that was controlled by France, which included Mobile. And to the east, there was East Florida that was controlled by Spain. At the end of the 7 Years' War, the Treaty of Paris was signed, and Britain lucked out and won both the East and West Florida. So for a short time, there was 15 colonies. It didn't last long because just a few short years later, Spain came in and took over the region again. so it was very short having 15 colonies, and that's why nobody really talks about that. But for a short time, Mobile was part of the original British colonies. So that's my trick question. No more quizzes today, I promise. There's a lot of great stories. Most of the stories I'm going to share with you today come from the book Hidden History of Mobile, some of my favorite stories. And this is one of my favorites. Have you ever been to Washington Square, a little park near Oakley, downtown? It's off of Washington Street, and it's just a small nice little park you can walk around, and it has cast iron sculptures all through it. And this deer here has a little bit of history. Back in the antebellum years, which literally translated means pre-war, the well-to-do on Spring Hill Avenue, it was a status symbol to have cast iron statues in your front yard. This one fellow had 3 statues out in his front yard. There was 2 young black men who were cast iron tending to a cast iron deer. and he was real proud of his statues. Well, the Battle of Blakely happened. The Union comes in, Mobile surrenders peacefully, but the troops in Mobile are ordered to get rid of any vestiges of slavery. So the troops are walking down Spring Hill Avenue, and they spot these three soldiers, statues rather, and the commander of the troops says, "Oh, we have to free these young men. This is not right." So they take the three statues and they toss them into Mobile Bay. Now, the fellow who owned these statues, he was really distraught about this. He spent a lot of time and a considerable amount of money trying to find those statues in Mobile Bay. He spent a lot of time, and he finally found one, and that's the deer that you see now at Washington Square, saved from Mobile Bay.